Make today iconic. What's up, guys? It's Upcome Sports, back with another realistic rebuild on my channel. In this one, we're doing the Portland Trailblazers, and there are the objectives. You can pause it if you'd like. Here are the settings I used. Our ultimate goal for this team is to get to the conference finals, because it's still a tough Western Conference, and I don't think we can take down the Rockets or the Warriors, but we can still put up a good fight. And I am using a custom roster, so they will have the two guys they drafted on draft night, and they are Anfernee Simmons. As you can see, he has 83 potential. He's a very young player, so I think that's why he can grow into an 83 and even more than that. So pretty good athlete as well. Gary Trent, 80 potential, very good shooter. One thing that I could see Portland doing, and I'll try this next season, is getting rid of their bad contracts by throwing in first round picks and maybe some young players. So I'll try to focus on that so we can add another all-star to this team. So before we go any deeper into the season, I'm going to trade Pat Connaughton and 2 second-round picks for Ivica Zubac, who will be a nice backup center. So Steph Curry wins MVP for this season, and Marvin Bagley Rookie of the Year, Andre Drummond Defensive Player, Chris Dunn Most Improved, and Billy Donovan Coach of the Year for the Thunder. Let's see if anyone made an All-NBA team, and they did not. I thought maybe Damian Lillard could make it, as he did this season. He made the first team in the actual NBA, but we did not make the playoffs. We were the 10th seed, winning only 34 games. That would be expected in the Western Conference, since giving a lot of minutes to the young guys and not having that deep of a bench, and small forward position is also weak. But here you can see some other teams that made the playoffs before us, and CJ McCollum actually led us in scoring. So I did not actually fix the scoring options, so CJ just went off. Gary Trent had a nice season, so did Anfernee Simons. And yeah, let's just see who wins these playoffs. And next season, we'll try to make a splash in free agency by trading away our bad contracts if we can. So one bad contract we're going to try to get rid of is Evan Turner's, because it's really bad. And we're going to be trading down to the Chicago Bulls, who made the playoffs. So they're still rebuilding, so this would be good for them, and they just take on Evan Turner. So trading back 6 spots in the draft, we were able to pick up John Petty out of Alabama, Colin Sexton's teammate. He's a really good player. Hopefully he'll be good for us in the game. So OKC doesn't really have cap room, and neither do we, but we're going to send them a young player in Caleb Swanigan and also a 2nd round pick. Now, I'm only able to do all these trades because these guys are only on 1-year deals, so a team would take them on, and if we throw in some picks, they would definitely take them on so that we can make a move in free agency this year. That's why I'm giving up so much, to free up some cap space. Now, in free agency, Kyrie Irving and KD are there, but obviously we can't go for them. We're going to offer Chris Middleton a deal. We need a small forward who can start for us. We also need a power forward, so we're going to offer Marc Gasol a deal, and we can move him to power forward. He wants a lot of money, though, but we'll throw Paul Millsap a deal in case they don't accept, but they should accept. We have a pretty solid team as of right now. I can see any of these guys going to Portland in real life, especially if the money's there, and we do get all 3 of them. So for the season, I was able to sign Marc Gasol and move him to power forward. He goes up to an 87. I was also able to bring back Nurkic because he was a restricted free agent. So as long as I signed Marc Gasol first and then brought back Nurkic and matched his offer, it was good. And we still got the young pieces, so hopefully we make the playoffs. So LeBron James wins another MVP. Zion Rookie of the Year on the Nets, who finally have their draft pick. Jokic went to the Clippers. I haven't updated the contract situation with Jokic. I think he signed a max contract, but I'm not sure on that. Marc Gasol makes the 3rd team All-NBA. That's pretty impressive over Damian Lillard. We did make the playoffs. We were the 6th seed. so pretty good from us. We do have a very solid team, especially next year. I think we can make a run at the conference finals, but we will be playing the Houston Rockets in the first round. They still got Chris Paul, James Harden, Clint Capella, so it'll be a tough series, but Damian Lillard scoring the most points again, CJ McCollum second, and Marc Gasol, just all around balanced scoring from them. Anfernee Simons doing very good, also Gary Trent as a starting small forward. So here in the first round, we are down 3-2 to the Houston Rockets. At least it's a competitive series, not getting swept like in real life to the Pelicans. I don't know how that happened, but here we're going to force a Game 7. Damian Lillard with a huge game, putting the team on his back. Clutch game from Lillard, also McCollum. And Harden didn't have that good of a game, neither did Chris Paul. But Game 7 to go on to the conference semifinals against Houston, and it's a close game going into the fourth, and the Rockets are starting to separate, but can we come back? Can we make a run? And it looks like we're not going to make a run. They took off in the last part of the fourth quarter. So yeah, Gasol had a great game, but the other players didn't come up, and it looks like James Harden's going to get the better of Damian Lillard in this one, and let's see who wins the playoffs. Will it be the Rockets or the Warriors or the Cavs? Cavs, Warriors, and the Cavs win it. So with the 22nd pick in the draft, we are going to take Quade Green out of Kentucky. Hopefully he can progress into a backup point guard for us. So for this season, we've got Damian Lillard, we've got CJ McCollum, Marc Gasol, who's getting a little bit worse, Nurkic, Gary Trent, Anfernee, Zach Collins, Zubac. We've got a lot of good pieces. I like the bench. Young guys are coming along as well. Here's the rotation. Hopefully we can make the playoffs again and get a higher seed this time. So James Harden is going to win another MVP. That would be his second, as he won MVP last night, I believe, over LeBron James. But let's see if we made an All-NBA team. Looks like we did not. How about a defensive team? Nope. So did we make the playoffs again? We did make the playoffs. We were the 5th seed this time, so 1 seed higher than last year. Winning 44 games, so not bad. I like how the team's looking. We're going to be playing the San Antonio Spurs. We've got Lonnie Walker, DeJounte Murray. They still got Kawhi Leonard, so we'll see what happens with him. But here are the stats. Anfernee Simons really picking it up, as well as Gary Trent. Zach Collins doing pretty good. So in this first round, we're down 3-1 to the Spurs. They're still a very good team, coached by Greg Popovich. And let's see if we can force a Game 6 here. And it looks like we're going to get blown out. And CJ McCollum had 20 points. Lillard and Gasol didn't really step up. But yeah, I expect this from this team. They've still got Kawhi, they've got Lonnie Walker, DeJounte Murray. But hopefully next season we don't regress and keep making the playoffs. So for this season, pretty much the same team. I didn't make any moves. Damian Lillard, McCollum, Gasol, Nurkic, Trent, Anfernee, Zach Collins. We've got all our pieces there. They're all in place. We've just got to go out there and do it. I'm hoping for a top 3 seed, but let's see if we can do it. So as you guys saw in that last season, we did not make the playoffs. We were one of the worst teams in the NBA. I don't know how that happens. We went from being the 5th seed in the Western Conference to the 14th seed. I don't know how that happens at all, but here's some random gameplay from after that season. Yeah, I'm just going to talk about the Portland Trailblazers franchise as of right now. How they did in the playoffs this season. They got swept by the Pelicans. At first, I thought the Pelicans could have won that series, but I thought it would have been in 7 games, especially since Portland was the 3 seed. They were playing really good the whole season. Damian Lillard made the All-NBA first team. Now, a lot of people are saying that CJ McCollum should be traded and they should move on from him. It's just not working between Lillard and McCollum, and I think you give him one more season. If it doesn't happen, then you do move on from CJ McCollum and look to find someone else to pair with Damian Lillard, maybe a stretch big, maybe like Kevin Love, maybe, or maybe a young player just going to full rebuild. I don't know if they're going to bring back Nurkic. I think they should bring back Nurkic. I think he's an underrated center in the league. He can do a lot of things. He just can't shoot that well, but he's a traditional center. Anfernee Simons, who they did draft, I like the kid. He's got a lot of potential if they develop him good. Also, Gary Trent, I saw a lot of him at Duke. He's a very good shooter. Can't really create his own shot, but Damian Lillard is going to create shots for him. As long as he can knock down the 3 ball, they'll be good pieces for them. And they did say that they're going to try to give Gary Trent some minutes in the starting lineup. Or not the starting lineup, but in the rotation. You know what I mean. Now, Zach Collins, I was really surprised when they took him with the 10th pick in the last draft, and he didn't really play that well for the Blazers. But towards the end of the season, he showed a lot of promise. He was playing really well for them, especially going into the playoffs. He didn't really get playoff minutes, but I think next season he could definitely get a lot more minutes and prove why they took him with the 10th pick. And that'll be that for the Portland Trailblazers. So that's it. Let me know what you guys thought of this team. Damian Lillard, Gasol, and McCollum. Could they make some noise in the NBA? Could they get to the conference finals maybe? Also suggest what team I should do next. As always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more videos. What? 80 on wrist.